How's everybody doing? My name is Kurt Friedrich, and welcome to episode 19 of TNT Stocks. Today's actual date is July 27th, 2025. The simulated date is July 1st of 2026. Kind of interesting to note that we are now pretty much 18 months into these videos. So a lot to talk about this week, a lot of moving pieces, so let's go ahead and get the criteria and disclaimer out of the way, and then we'll move into the line items and the graphs and the slides. All right, so criteria. We do one video per week. We'll simulate 1 month. I will create videos when available at home, not while traveling on Army Reserve duty or vacations. Any week with a missed video will not be considered a simulated month. Each video will simulate loading $100 to the TNT Stocks account. Stocks bought prior to July 18, 2025 will be under a live 1-month probation time unless a selling exception is made. More on this one to follow. All stocks bought or sold in the simulation are actual companies with their actual end-of-week closing stock prices. This month we bought 3 stocks at the price range of $2 to $60. Let us see what $100 per video will look like over time, in this case, 18 months. All right, disclaimer. These videos are for entertainment purposes only. I am not qualified or certified to give professional investment advice. Day trading has high risks involved. Any gain or loss is at a personal risk. Past performances do not guarantee success in future stock purchases. It is highly recommended that you do your own due diligence when it comes to deciding which stock you will purchase. All right, so let's go ahead and start jumping into the line items here. All right, well, first off, this is half of our portfolio. Again, as I said in previous videos, I split our portfolio up in 2 different slides because our portfolio just keeps on growing by line item. So this is the first half of our portfolio, and this is really where most of the action is this week. So we'll just work our way from the top highlighted items and work our way down. So you see SBEV, Splash Beverage Group Incorporated, is still our top money loser. If we were to sell this out on Friday, we would have lost $32.08. Here, moving down towards the bottom, in the light blue, you see EQT Corporation and Range Resources Corporation. We sold EQT at 1 share, $54.40 with a loss of $1.99. RRC, we sold 1 share at $37.74 with a loss of $5.49. So those are the 2 shares, or 2 line items that we did sell this week. So we are going to have a loss for this week, unfortunately. But you know, we kind of is what it is right now. But let's go ahead and just we'll kind of touch base on that here in a minute. Let's just keep driving on with our highlighted items. So you have SATS EcoStar Corporation. That's our top money maker. If we would have sold that on Friday at closing, we would have had a gain of $48.76. So talk about these items that we just sold and the one up there in red, and then in the criteria where I said anything purchased prior to July 18th would be under a 1-month probation period time. So you see how SBV, it's like at a negative 66%, right? And AGL right above it's at a high percentage loss. You see there's another, just underneath that, there's another AGL line item, negative 28%. Further down, you got Wedo, a negative 36, another one, CCM, negative 26. And then again, here at the bottom, HUSA, negative 26. I want, my thought process here was, if we give these time, will they rally back and recover? And that's, some of them had, and we sold them some, but in general, in reality, most of them are not rallying and building back up. So I want to change my strategy up, and I want to try and make it to where we go ahead and basically cut sling load on some of these when they're already starting to show a high percentage loss. And when I mean high percentage, I mean 26% loss. To me, that's a high percentage loss. So if it's starting to get in that kind of range, let's go ahead and just drop them, let them go, take the money, take our losses, take our hit, and then try and capture one like Sats. That's 70%. When we get on the next slide, you're going to see one that's was bought at a lower volume dollar volume amount, but I think it's like 74%. But you also see GoGo is at 45% of a gain, and we bought that, 2 months ago. Stats we bought a month and a half ago. Um, so uh, yeah, so those are the ones that we want to work on capturing. Um, so with all that being said, we're changing the strategy up a little bit, but the ones that were purchased under that 1 month probation period of time, they will remain under that. But moving forward, we're going to try a new strategy. So with that being said, let's talk about what was the line items here. What was purchased? Verizon Communications, one share at 43.08. AST Space Mobile, one share at 54.34. And then NACO Industries, one share at $40.07. Yeah, so even with this one, I was off. METC, um, in just this month, July, it's up 90, almost 90%. And you see right above it, week earlier, SBEV. I was trying to buy when it was low, hoping it was going to rally. It didn't. It just kept going down. So, you know, let's try and if they're going to go down, sinking ship, or take it on water. Let's go ahead and just hop off of it and try and get one of these others really carrying some steam. So that's going to be the plan going forward. We'll see how that works out. If you look at what was bought last week, um, the BTSG, CCEC, XGN, CCEC didn't have a good week, but the other two overall, it would have a positive week for those that we purchased last week. I'm also changing up the strategy of how I'm purchasing some stocks, but maybe we'll get into that in some future episodes with time permitting. I see we're like over 7 minutes on this one, so let's keep driving on. So here at the total, we have our totals. All the shares that we have, all total is 193 shares. If we were to sold everything on Friday closing, we would have had a gain of $37.24, which we illustrate here on our over/under. You see we are moving in the wrong direction, which is not fun. It really was not. It was not a good week in the stock market this past week. Really, the past few weeks, it hasn't been a good week. Pretty volatile. A lot of stocks moving in the wrong direction. My own personal portfolio was moving in the wrong direction. I'm sure it's that way for a lot of other people. But on the plus side, typically over time, it moves in the right direction. And I think that this illustrates that right here is over about 18 months period of time. It's overall moved in the right direction. So yeah, hopefully on the next video that it's going to be hopefully it's going to be higher than it was in April where it was $65. So let's hope that it drives higher than that, and hopefully with the new strategy that we're employing, it will. The income, this one's a little bit, well, not a little bit. This one is disappointing. Still another month moving in the wrong direction on this one. We're now down $35.19. So you see that's now 1, 2, 3 months of moving in the wrong direction. But hey, we sell some of those that are poised to make some money. This can easily go from being in the negative to in the positive. So there's a positive outlook on this slide. Take home remains the same, $22.09, basically because we sold stocks that were at a loss. No take home to put in our pocket. And just an interesting note, we're almost at 18 months on this slide, and after $100 a month, and our whole take home is $22. But when your stock market's a slow grind, when you're especially when you're only doing $100 a month in your portfolio. Invested, this is basically what we purchased all the shares at. You combine all those, total of $1,742.49 invested in all the shares that we have purchased. And then the total amount in our bucket, $1,842.72. That's how much we're carrying in our portfolio. Yeah, so basically we sold everything. That's what we take home, put back in our bank account. Here we have our combine of over-under, income, take-home, just kind of showing how these three all compare to each other. Yeah, again, hopefully in the next few months we'll be moving in the right direction, and hopefully at least get that income back into the positive side of things. The combine of the investment in total, these two are always going to be kind of parallel on each other. If they ever really have a month where they're moving in the wrong direction, that means the stock market is doing really bad, and that's when this one should be a telltale sign of like, oh no, oh no, oh no. Let's hope that we don't ever see this one move in the wrong direction, and if it does, well, we'll see how it all plays out. And then here we go with the basically, after we remove the line items of the stocks that we did sell, here's what we're looking at. A whole total of 191 shares. If we sell everything on Monday morning opening, we would have a gain of $44.72. So I hope you guys all did get something out of this video. I hope you get some useful information out of it. I hope you see some stocks here that maybe you're like saying, hey, you know, let's go give those a try, and some stocks where you're saying maybe not give those a try. But all you can do is I can help provide the information, and hopefully it works well for you. So with that being said, good stock hunting, and don't forget to watch the next episode. It should be coming out in 2 weeks. I'll be traveling for Army Reserve next weekend, or expected to travel for Army Reserve next weekend. So expecting to have another video out in 2 weeks. Until then, don't forget to comment, rate, share, subscribe, all of the above. Until then, take it easy.